Hi everyone, it's Kendy Jane. Today I will be going through my AM and PM skincare regimen. Hopefully it's not too long. I address my personal issue, which is mostly hydration. So because of this, I decided we're going to march into skincare this March. Every Sunday, I'm going to try to keep it around 10 minutes, no longer than 10 minutes. I will address different skincare problems and address the solution for it, what you should be doing to correct this. And I'll try to give you a high-end solution and a drugstore solution. So that'll be 4 weeks of skincare in March. So sit back. If you're interested in seeing what I do for my face, continue watching. And if you would like, you're not a subscriber and you'd like to join us, please ring the bell at the bottom, hit the subscribe button, and I would really appreciate that. It seems like people would get tired of hearing this, but just remember to subscribe. And here we go. This is my skincare regimen. Stay tuned. The one I use is, I use the Tatcha Camellia oil. I bought QVC sells this, and I got like the tester kit to try it out first and just really loved it. I've been on this stuff probably about a year, and I've repurchased some of the things already. But what I do in the morning, I'll take a couple pumps of this. You put it on a dry hand and a dry face. You rub it in your hands, and then you just rub it into your face, and it feels so good. It's a camellia oil, and it's made in Japan. And I make sure to get it under my eyes. You can clean off your eye makeup with it. It's safe for your eyes. I don't have any makeup on in the mornings though. And I love to just let it set on my skin for about 2-3 minutes. I'll just rub it in. I love the way it feels, and it smells. It's got a good natural smell. It's not a strong smell, but and I always like to put it on the backs of my hands. And then when you add the water to it, it emulsifies. I'm going to add water and I'll show you what I mean. But when you add the water, it's going to turn milky. And I'll put it on my lips like this. And I use it to take off waterproof mascara also. It takes it off very well. Okay, let me go get some water and I'll show you how that works. Okay, this is how it emulsifies if you put a little bit of water on it. And because it completely emulsifies, none of it stays on your skin. All the residue comes off. You see, is it looking white, Quentin?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just rub it with the water in for a little bit. Then I take I use a Wonder cloth. It's a cloth you can purchase. I'll put it at the bottom if you want to look at it. It's a makeup removing cloth. And it's kind of like a microfiber, but my daughter can take off her makeup with just using this cloth. And she'll go back over it with toner, and she doesn't have any left on. So these cloths, I'll use this and clean it real good and hang it out and use it a couple days. Then I just pop it in the washer. And I have a few of them, but they're so expensive, really expensive. But I'm thoroughly pleased. You only need a couple of them. But anyways, getting back to the one-step camellia oil, they say, Tatcha says that they discovered this through the geishas, they noticed that the Anko, which were the women who harvested the camellia flower, had beautiful, gorgeous hair, and their skin was just perfect. It was just bright and pretty. And they found out that it was the camellia, the oil from the camellia. They would harvest these in the wintertime. So the geishas started using this camellia oil. I don't know how they got it, but they somehow got the camellia oil, and they would use it to take off their makeup at night. And it kept their complexion looking very pretty. And what Tatcha did, they just perfected the process of making this oil, but that's where it came from, which I thought was kind of neat to mention. But this this oil there's no mineral oil in it. It's all natural. It's let's see, it's for dryness, fine lines, wrinkles. It has lots of vitamins in it. It has A, B, D, and E. And it also has omegas 3, 6, and 9 in it. And since I have started using this, I love it. I mean, my skin has never been this hydrated in my life. As a child, my mother always, when we started wearing makeup, she brought us to Merle Norman, and that's what they taught us, to use the pink cleansing cream. And I wasn't really good at washing my face as a teenager, and even in my 20s. I'd go to sleep with makeup sometimes, and you never do that. I never had a problem of acne. It was always just dryness. That was my major issue. But then I'll wipe all this off. And I come back with the rice enzyme, which is the second step to this, which exfoliates your dead skin cells. But I just wanted to mention that this Peter Thomas Roth cleanser is not for anybody who's on retin A. It's not for people with seborrhea, and if you have any rosacea, it's not good for that. I think that might be why it didn't work with my skin also. Okay, and after I finish this, when your face is kind of wet, you take I use the one for dry skin. Let's see, it's an exfoliant, and it's just the gentle rice enzyme rice powder. And there's different kinds. They have the classic, which is for normal combination oily skin. The deep, which is for oily skin. And the indigo, which is for sensitive skin. And then the gentle, which is for dry skin. And let's see what I do. This lasts a while also. I put some on a wet hand. About that much, just a dime size. And I just rub it with some water like this. And I just put it on my face and rub it in for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And I usually get my neck and my décolleté. Okay, I'm gonna finish rubbing this in, and I'm gonna go rinse it off, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've gotten it all wiped off my face, and it leaves your face very smooth. It has 3 Japanese superfoods, they call it. They have a name for it, but I can't say it. It's hard to say. It's the 3 superfoods they put into this are green tea, algae, and rice, of course. And the way that the geisha said discovered this, they would take, after they'd washed the rice, that first wash, that creamy white water, they would use it to rinse off their face and to exfoliate. And it's a light exfoliation. It's not a heavy exfoliation, depending on which one you purchase. And they seen where their skin was very radiant, and it helped with the fine lines. So that's where this was discovered. I don't know if all that's, I guess it's true, but it really works on my skin. It's very mild. And what I do next, I usually put a little lip scrub, either my Tarte one or the one I got in my BoxyCharm. I've been trying that. I really love. I take a little pea-sized amount of that and I put it on my lips. Don't put a lot. And it comes out real fast. And come on. And I just rub that in my lips. I find this one really makes your lips feel hydrated more than the Tarte one, but it's so expensive. But I put that on and I rub it in real good. Then I usually brush my teeth after. And then I'll wipe it off and rinse it off. I'm using my good towel, but that's okay. And it comes off that easy. But this is my towel. After I wash it out, I usually don't have any stains. It all comes out. I use it to take off mascara. And it's really a good towel. I love these little towels. And you can get some of those micro, what are they called?
Microfiber.
You can get some microfiber towels that are cheaper, which are very good for your face also. Okay, and I also have two types of, I don't use these very often. My daughter uses them usually. These are eye makeup removers. Now this one is Merle Norman. It's dermatologist tested and ophthalmologist tested. You can use this if you have contacts. It's got like a little oil in this one. And this is the Estee Lauder. It's for lips and eyes. Eye makeup and lip. Like if you have any Beauty Bakery liquid lips, or the zombie ones, or even the Dose of Colors, those matte ones are hard to get off your lips. This stuff really works to get it off. Okay, and what I use to exfoliate once a week, I use this. It's the Dentist Grow Alpha Beta Medi-Peel. In New York, he has a spa at 900 Fifth Avenue, and he has a menu of different peels he does. And of course, you can't do those peels at home. You have to either have a doctor or an esthetician to do it. But he made a home formula to be used at home. And this is very gentle. But like I said, I only use it once a week. And it comes, this one was 4 packets. It was for a month. And I need to get some more. It comes, and there's 2 pouches in it. And the first pouch is the acid. And it's on like a cotton pad. And you rub it on your face for like 3 to 5 minutes until the pad's dry. And then the second packet is like the milk. And that, you follow that, and you just put it and use it up with upward strokes when you put the milk on. And then you follow up with your moisturizer. But this stuff really is good because everybody needs to exfoliate. And when you have dry skin, it's very hard to find something mild enough for your skin. And I think the combination of the gentle rice enzyme on a daily basis, I use this twice a day, and this once a week, is exactly the perfect amount for my skin. Now, this is my skincare routine, so that's what I use. And if you have this dry skin like I do, would be perfect for you. Okay. And another thing, whenever you exfoliate with anything like this, make sure if you do it in the daytime, you come back and you use a sunscreen. And the sunscreen I use is, where's my sunscreen? Okay. And okay, after I do my cleanse and I come back with my sunscreen, this is the Unseen sunscreen broad spectrum with an SPF of 40. It's by Supergoop, and I just put a little dime size, a pea-sized amount, and I just rub that on my face. It turns like into a thin little veil over your face, and I bring it all the way down my neck. And that's how I do that. Okay, now I start my hydration part of my routine in the morning. What I do is, after I cleanse and exfoliate and put my sunscreen, I come back with my maracuja oil. Now, I used to put this after my serums, but I was looking at it, I think this is thinner. Anytime you start moisturizing and you have your serums, you put the thinnest to the thickest being like your moisture creams. And my oil, this maracuja oil, seems a lot thinner than the serums, so I've been doing this next. And I just take maybe 2 or 3 drops, 4 drops, and I rub it on the tips of my fingers, then I put it here. Sometimes I put it directly on my face, and I feel like you get more when you do that. You still rub it with your hands, but and it takes me a while to do my morning and evening routine now, and I'll let you know why in just a minute when I start with the serums. And then this oil, I have found that it has really helped my face. Would I purchase it again? Would I purchase, I think if something comes along that I want to try that I think might be better, I probably might change it. If I don't see anything that I want to try, I'll probably continue to buy this. This bottle will last me a long time, but you can use it on any of your skin, your cuticles, and I put it on my eyelids. And I usually let it sit for like, I'll put like my oil on, I'll go get me a cup of coffee, and my husband bought me this coffee mug at the dollar store the other day. It's got a little leopard print high heel on it. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I thought so. Yep. But I try to let it just seep into my skin and into my pores. Yep, it just makes my face feel so good. And I just want to say, I was using the Timeless serums. I wasn't using that many serums. I was using one serum I had purchased through Isomers. I didn't want to buy it, but my husband bought it. This was like $100. And it says it's got Matrixyl 4. Matrixyl is really good for your skin. It was created by a company called Sederma Corporation back in France. And they originally produced the first Matrixyl. I don't want to get too much into it because I may do when I do my little skin cares every Sunday, I might do just on serums one Sunday, and I'll get into more detail. But to just kind of tell you a little bit about it, they formulated this. It's a peptide, and it's for anti-aging. And the first Matrixyl was called Matrixyl. And the recommended dosage is a 2% dosage of it. Then they started with the Matrixyl 3000. And this was something different. It also was an anti-aging. It helped with wrinkles and fine lines and collagen boosting. It's a peptide, and it helps with cell rejuvenation. And it wasn't so much like Botox is kind of a quick fix, whereas you take the injection and it looks good for a while and then it goes away. The Matrixyl has a long-term benefit to it. If you continually use it over a span of time, you'll stay looking good. It won't go away. And then they came out with the Matrixyl Synth 6. So there's 3 different types, and they license different companies. The Sederma company licensed different companies to be able to use their formulas. So Isomers has one, and in this one it's called it's called Matrixyl 4. And it's got collagen serum. Let's see what it says exactly. It says Matrixyl-4 Pure, P-U-R, which is their version of Matrixyl. And it's got collagen peptide serum. So I've been using this one for about 8 months. I'm almost out of it. And in addition to this one, I have been using some of the Timeless ones. I use the Timeless Vitamin C, which, let's see, it's 20% C plus E, and it's got ferulic acid serum. And I've also been using the coenzyme 10 serum. But, and this one also, the coenzyme 10 had Matrixyl 3000 plus a hyaluronic acid in it. I didn't see that much change in my skin. So I decided I wanted to try the Ordinary. So what I've been doing is, in the morning, we're finished the vitamin C with the Endless. So what we still do, my husband uses it too. I use this, I'm finishing up this Matrixyl, and I just have a little left. I'm going to transfer to the Ordinary when I'm finished that one. And I've started using the, let's see, AM. I write on the boxes if it's AM or PM. And I use this is the Matrixyl from the Ordinary. I'll start using this soon when this bottle's up. And then I use the hyaluronic acid in the morning. And I also use the hyaluronic acid at night. So what I do, I take the Isomer Matrixyl and I do the same thing. I can do it like this. I put it on my face. It's thick enough where it won't go in your eyes real quick. It's not good if you don't want to get it in your eyes. You just rub it on your face real lightly. You can put that one under your eyes. I don't know why my skin feels kind of rough, like it's burning. And then while this is sitting in letting that go into my skin, I'll usually put an eye cream. I don't always use eye creams though. I kept that to show you. The vitamin C was supposed to brighten and help the texture of my skin, but I didn't find that it worked at all, the Timeless one. And I also have some of the Timeless This is Timeless Under Eye Cream. It's called Dark Circle Eye Cream. And it's got hyaluronic acid and eyeless, whatever that is. But I don't find that it helps any more than putting my regular moisturizer. But a little goes a long way with it. I'm going to use it up. I'm not going to waste. And I'll put this under my eyes. Okay. And after that sits a while, I'll come back and put my hyaluronic acid from the Ordinary. Now this hyaluronic acid is for moisture. It's supposed to get into your skin cells, and it holds 1,000 times the weight of water, so it helps the hydration stay in your cells. Now this is very cost effective. The Ordinary is not expensive at all. This, I don't know, I'm guessing might be $11. It's anywhere, each serum is anywhere from like $5 to $11. And I think the Ordinary, they have different lines, but this is the line they're selling at Sephora. In reading the reviews on it, it says it's not really a good formula, because first they say it's not water soluble, which the publication I was looking at said that it is. I don't know why they say that on the Ordinary. And this, when I put it on my skin, it's sticky. It's got a sticky texture. And I really have to let it sit on there a while and let it dry for like 10 minutes. Because if I don't, it peels off. If I rub on it, it will peel off. Watch, let me show you. And this is really what I need the most. I usually put it directly on my skin like this. And then I rub it in. And it dries really fast, so I try to rub it everywhere. It's really quick. My cheeks right here are burning. I don't know why. It might be that sunscreen I put on because I don't wear it that often. Because I don't go out that often. Okay, and as you can see, it's tacky on my skin. And if I let it sit for a little while, I'm gonna turn the camera off for a second, and I'll come back when it's not tacky anymore, and we'll see how long it takes. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, and it's not as tacky as it was. Feels like it's, I think what's happening, where I have peach fuzz on my face on the sides, which I do shave, but when it starts to grow, some of it stays on the hairs, and I can rub and it'll start flaking off some of the whatever. But I just wanted to mention I did try the Tatcha under eye cream and didn't really care for it. I didn't find any difference. That's the Deep Hydrating Firming Eye Serum. Didn't really find a difference. And also, in the morning after I brush my teeth, I usually put on this MAC lip balm. Okay, and then that's the only serums I do in the morning. It's the Matrixyl and the hyaluronic acid. But at night, I use the hyaluronic acid, a retinoid, and a vitamin C. Now this Ordinary vitamin C is called Vitamin C suspension 23%, HA spheres 2%. That's hyaluronic acid spheres 2%. I used it, and it did say it would make your face tingle for possibly 2 weeks, and then it would stop. I could not use it. It was too harsh for my skin, and it made me, it like just irritated my cheeks where they're red, and some little bumps came out, like some whelps. So I contacted them, and all they said was discontinue use. I asked if maybe I should use it maybe once a week instead, and they mentioned another one I should purchase. So right now, I sometimes once a week take it and put it on my forehead just a little bit, which I shouldn't be doing until I find something else I want to use. And I have had some suggestions, so I'm going to replace this. But what I wanted to say is, if you don't do any serums at all, you possibly might want to try the Timeless. The Timeless might be a little bit cheaper than the Ordinary, but they're around the same prices. What I would suggest to you, if you don't do any right now, you should be doing them, especially if you're 30, 40, 50 years old. Yes, you need to start. But introduce one every few weeks. You cannot do more than like 3 in the morning or 3 at night. They don't suggest you using over 3 at a time. If you want to try the Ordinary, I would purchase maybe one that answers one of your concerns with your skin. Try that one for a few weeks. If it works good, then introduce a next one. Don't do like I did and try, start using all of them at once. That's not a good idea, and that's not what I should have done. But moving on, in the morning, after I do all my serums, those 2 serums, right now I use the Tatcha face cream in the morning, and it's like this. They give you this little gold spoon you save on top. Okay, and what I do, I take the Tatcha silk cream on the little gold spoon, and I just take a little scoop of it, and I'll put some on my cheeks, some on my forehead, and I just rub it in. I put it under my eyes, put the rest on my neck. I enjoy washing my face in the morning and putting all my creams on, and then at the end of the day, I enjoy taking off my makeup. It's like my quiet time to just ingest the day and go over what happened, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something important to my skin and for myself. And also, Tatcha has the moisturizing spray. You can use this as a setting spray, or it's a hydrating spray. You can use this anytime just to add moisture to your face. And then I used to use, and that's all it takes, one little. That was really too much, that little bit. Close it up, and it's such a nice container, and it clicks when it's closed, and then you just put your little scoop back on top. And then at night, well, I was saying I have used the Mad Hippie cream, which if you've never used this and you have normal skin that's not deeply hydrated like mine, it just wasn't enough moisture for me. So this is the one. If you have dehydrated skin as much as I do, make sure you use the hyaluronic acid. And also, this is the cream for you. This silk cream is awesome. But if your skin's not as dehydrated and lacking moisture, this Mad Hippie cream is wonderful. It has a little pump on it, and it smells just like wine. I think it's got fermented grapes in it, and that's what makes it smell like that. But it's a nice cream. And sometimes at night, it has a very strong wine smell. At first I couldn't place it. I was like, what is that smell? And then one night my husband said, what is that wine smell? What you have that smells like wine? And it was this stuff. Okay, and at night I use the Tatcha night cream, and it comes in this little jar, which I'm almost out of. I hope I can get a bigger jar next time, but this lasted like 6 months. And I just use it at night. It's like a jelly consistency, and when you put it on your face, it just melts into your skin. It's really a good night cream. And I used to, and sometimes I still do, use olive oil Regenist, and I like this also. And that is my AM and PM skincare regimen. In March, I'm going to have like a little March into skincare. So on Sundays, I'll have a little short video, and I'm going to go over like if you have enlarged pores, what you should do to make those pores smaller. Everybody has pores. It's actually your skin cell, and it's where the hair follicle is. You have pores on all parts of your body except your palms. And I would say, I read that one time, but what about the bottom of your feet? It's got to be the bottoms of your feet and your palms. But everywhere else on your body you have pores. And some people have more enlarged pores than others. And that's because of 3 things, but we'll get into that when we talk about pores. So that is the end of my skincare regimen for today. And I hope you enjoyed seeing what I use on my skin. And please stay tuned, because the next 4 Sundays I will have little skincare videos. They won't be long, because I know I'm long-winded. Every time I start something, I'm not supposed to talk long, but it goes on too long. I'm going to try to do little short videos on different skincare problems and how to address those problems. If you have a certain issue you want me to discuss, please leave it in the comments, and I will address your issue and tell you what I think you should use. And I'll try to mention maybe a high-end option as well as a low-end option. But remember, to have pretty makeup, you gotta have beautiful skin. So if you're gonna invest any money in anything, 80% of that money needs to be put into skincare. You know, use high-end skincare and maybe drugstore makeup. Try to get that balance, but you need to take care of your skin. That's the main thing. That's so important, because this is what everybody sees when, you know, and this is your canvas for your makeup. So that's all I have to say today about that. And next Sunday I will address some sort of skin issue and try to stay on track with it. So until then, bye.